welcome back. Glad to have you here. Okay, so picking up where I left off, in the last video I was talking about how narcissists and abusers love to lie and how their family plays a role in it. And I just want to say that I have two boys that I have to raise. I have two girls that I have to raise. And to me, raising boys and girls are very different. Boys are much more stubborn than girls and kind of expect you to give in to them more than a girl would. And so you have to be really mentally strong to raise boys. And if it's one thing that I have worked hard on with my boys is to not only raise them to be physically strong, but to raise them to also be mentally strong. And a lot of times, mothers don't raise their boys to be mentally strong. And I'm not the authority on this. I'm just from what I've seen. Everybody has their own opinion. And when I say mentally strong, I mean you have to teach your boys about their history, about the expectations of society on a Black man, about how they're to raise their families, how they're to treat other women, how they're to conduct themselves in the presence of women or in certain situations. And a lot of times when you leave those things out of raising a boy and he gets to become a man and he's missing certain things, a lot of mothers make excuses for their sons and they sweep their sons' bad behaviors under the rug. And I'm telling you, you cannot do that. If you see your son doing something he shouldn't be doing, you have to call it out in the moment and you have to be strong about it. You have to let them know where they're wrong. And oftentimes, when you get involved with a man or woman and they are abusers and they are narcissists, their families know about it. And not only do their families know about it, their families don't say anything to them to change it. And so I was on an island alone, we'll just put it that way. I was on an island alone with this behavior, okay? I didn't have his family to go to talk about it. And plus, whatever he was telling them, it was going against what we were actually experiencing. So trying to have a conversation with them was a waste of time. Another thing that abusers like to do, one of their trademarks, is to isolate the victim. So I remember this particular year, my sister wanted to come over. I have a little sister. She wanted to come over for Thanksgiving dinner. And he didn't want her to come over for Thanksgiving dinner. There was no reason why. At that time, my sister didn't have children. She wasn't in a relationship. She needed her family. I'm her family. I told her, of course, you can come over. But then when I went and told him about it, it created an argument. And he didn't want her to come over. And do you know what he did? He packed his things and went somewhere. I have no idea where he went. All I know is this nigga packed a bag and he left. And I was like, So I am here taking all of this nonsense from you. And the minute I don't give you what you want, you're just packing up and you're leaving. I used that as my opportunity then. That's what I was thinking at the time. So we were living at one particular place. And when the incident happened with Thanksgiving and he left, I used that as my opportunity to see if I could find someplace else to go for me and my kids. Because I knew at that time, by this time we were probably about 3 or 4 years deep into the relationship. He had been here for 3 to 4 years and we were still on that same roller coaster and nothing was really changing. He wasn't getting any better and I felt like he was getting worse. And so I packed up, I found some place really quickly, and thank God to that man, actually. I don't even know what he's doing in his life now, but all I know is I left. I went to talk to this man who owned this apartment, explained the situation, said that I had to get out, and that man had me moved out in 2 weeks. And so we left. We went to this apartment. He ended up coming back. Whew, he ended up coming back to the house the same day we were moving. But the great thing is at that time I had a really good relationship with my other ex, the father of my oldest son. And he came, he was in the city because he's normally not in the city. And he came and he helped us move. And so we moved everything and we were living there. And I wouldn't let him move into the apartment with us in the beginning. So, you know, remember, 7 times takes a woman 7 times. But remember, God did not put you here for anybody to beat on you.